Peter, if you want to remove the hands from the clock I sent you, I have an example that you can kind of follow along with. This is a clock that April painted. I don't know whether the battery is still in the clock that you have, but if you use a couple of books to suspend the hands off the table and don't allow the hands to come in contact with the books, you can easily hold on to the motor when you remove the battery. Usually the negative end comes up easiest, the positive perhaps. And when you've taken that out, you can turn the clock over, and then you can see the shaft coming up through just a little bit. This is the washer, and then there's a nut, hexagonal I guess. Then the threaded stem, that is the plastic thing around the sticking up through the stem where the hour hand is. So you can pull these all off. The easiest one to take off is like the second hand. You can just pull it right out. Might come out a little bit difficult sometimes. And on the top there is a nut. And you should be able to turn that with your fingernails. If you can't, use a very small pair of pliers, and you can turn that nut. I got it loose, and you can remove it. The second hand's been taken off already. I just pulled that out. Oops. Second hand's removed. There's just a hole at the inside of the shaft that goes down over a stem that sticks up in the middle. And so you get the nut off, which is holding the minute hand, and then the minute hand comes off. If you look at the minute hand, it has it's not a round hole, it's an oblong kind of. So that goes over this, and you can see the shaft, but it definitely is not round. You can see right here is it's flat on both sides, and that's how that lines up on this. So you can now you can remove the hour hand, which has a split ring. The hole is split, and it's squeezed down onto this plastic or nylon bushing, I guess. And so take that off, and at this point you can, if you needed to, you could take the clock off by removing the nut and washer, but you don't need to do that. So you're just going to be using new hands that I'm going to send you. Now, when you get the hands, the first thing you need to do is just kind of make sure that this nut on the bottom here this isn't moving around. I don't think my clocks on my plaques that they move around too much, but anyway, just check, and if this does move much, you can just very minimally turn this. You don't want to crack well, you won't crack it on mine, but you don't want to pull the stem out by pull it out of the mechanism by tightening that nut up too much. So anyway, the next thing you have to do is, if you want to put the hands on again, you have to remember that flat side on the, where the minute hand goes, where you need to have the two flat, the flat side on either side of the left and right of center, because that will allow this hand to go on just like this. Otherwise, you're going to have the second and the minute and the hour hand out of whack. So, and you do that by you'll have to use that little wheel on the back, and you can stick a pen into it like that, and moves a little bit quicker. But anyway, you've got to make sure that see if I can show you as it turns. It's oriented towards the top at this point. You're looking towards the top. You can probably see if I can enlarge it a little bit. No, I guess not. So that's about right, I think. Yeah, it's pretty good. So then you just first thing you do, you put this the hour hand on, and that wants to be pointed directly to 12 o'clock. That's the split ring one. Make sure it's pointed directly at 12, and push it down, and it should be parallel with the face of the clock. And then now you can just put this this one here, the minute hand, on that two-sided shaft, and then you take this little nut and very carefully, so not to misthread it, which I am kind of doing a little bit here. Okay. Yeah. Just be delicate so you don't misthread it. And you can hold the nut. And hold the end of the second hand and just turn it with your fingernails, which is enough. And then you can just move them around a little bit. So those are parallel, so that will work. And if they do get bent a little bit, you can just pull them up and just make sure they're straight. And then you put the this little piece of hollow brass down over that little shaft sticking up inside, and that's how you do it. So everything's registered now. The minute and the hour hand are registered with each other at 12, and now you can set the time by using, putting, see the hole there, and then you can just, it's an easy way to do it, quick, easy way to do it. Okay, well, good luck, and I hope you get that clock running. Take care. Be in touch. Bye.